making here is a real classical horror film.
I found another door.
It's a project that Guillermo's been very passionate about since he saw it in his youth. And he's been working on this project for 15 years to bring it to light.
I saw this movie as a kid, and it was, for my generation, it was the scariest TV movie we ever saw. And we used to say to each other, Sally. The whole process took from 1993 to 2009 to make it the way I wanted it to be made, and finding the right director that would bring a whimsical and odd personality to it. And I think that we found him in Troy Nixon.
And he told me that he had a project that he thought I would be perfect for and if I'd be interested in reading it.
A lot of the elements I brought into the screenplay for Don't Be Afraid were elements that later would find their way into Devil's Backbone or Pan's Labyrinth, little moments, gestures, ideas. The main thing I wanted to do with the movie is, on the TV movie, Sally is an adult played by Kim Darby. It's a movie that very much deals with adult female characters in a retro, sort of pre-woman's lib way. So she was a mousy, mentally battered woman, and I didn't like that. And I thought, well, it would be nicer if it's a child, because then the dynamics of nobody believing her are a little more plausible.
They're horrible.
You just had a nightmare.
No, it wasn't. Don't say that.
I love Troy as an illustrator, as an artist. I love the comic book he did with Mike Mignola, Jenny Finn. So I was following his steps on that. And I felt he understood the universe of the child quite well.
What really gravitated me to the project was the strong dynamic between the three characters of Kim, Sally, and Alex, and how they are working on real, relatable situations and problems that are underlined by this horrible, scary story of these monsters coming out of the ash pit.
In every movie that I tried to do, I tried to put a very strong family dynamic, be it Hellboy and his father, or the fascist father and the daughter in Pan's Labyrinth, or a sense of brotherhood in Devil's Backbone, all sorts of things. But I think the basis of all drama is family.
The script of Don't Be Afraid of the Dark was something that I'd not really ventured into before. There was a very clear-cut story about a father and a daughter and a girlfriend and a relationship that was slightly tenuous.
This movie, like any horror movie, deals with monsters that live in the unconscious, live underneath the surface.
In a way, a film like this, it can almost be a metaphor for the fear that a kid might actually really feel.
I want to talk to you downstairs right now.
Didn't do anything,
Sally,
I swear.
stop lying.
If they're feeling abandoned by a parent, or they're not getting the love that they need, or they're not that sort of understood, it's very easy for us as people to manifest all sorts of demons within our own head.
In the whole rehearsal process, Troy, Guy, Bailey, and I really talked about at what point does each person, mainly Alex and Kim, start believing.
The fact that children are the ones that are less credible in our society is important for the drama of the film. No one pays attention to what Sally has to say because it's childish nonsense.
Anytime your child's in the other room and you hear a noise, your heart's out of your chest and your adrenaline kicks in. And it's that feeling of, okay, Sally's in danger. I'm gonna save her.
They don't like bright lights,
It was very important for me that we understood that the biggest menace in the movie never shows its face. I mean, there is a pervasive evil coming out from that ash pit in the cellar that is so ancient and is so old that it's not about Blackwood or the homunculus, whatever world is down there, which is much more ancient than humans. That is really the real terror of the film. And Blackwood is another victim.
If I want to see my child again, I must comply.
As another victim, it was important to start with him doing something absolutely horrendous, but for absolutely the genuine reasons.
One thing that I love about Guillermo is he always pulls his ideas from old folklore.
It is true, as in the screenplay, there is this writer that is very influential in me called Arthur Machen.
He believed in fairy folk, these ancient entities from the netherworld, predating mankind.
And he does propose the idea that fairies are neither good nor evil. They are just mischievous children of the earth that have a completely different set of morals.
There's a mystery about them. There's no hard and fast rules or legends about, like, do these things die at a certain age? There is a mystical ability that they can turn people into them.
In modern society, fairies have become almost elemental spirits, and they are always benign. But in ancient lore, they were children of the earth, and they are capable of great evil.